This is our investing 30 to 45 day forecast if you're building a retirement savings or you're already retired. So stay tuned to our investors forecast. Thank you for watching. This is Richard with Wisdom Investor. We're going to take a look at some forecast here where we think this market's going to be over the next 30 to 45 days. We're going to look at a series of charts and see if we can compile some information so that we can be on the right side of the market. There's nothing more discouraging than buying at the top and then the market selling off. That can really take the wind out of your sails. So let's take a look at this first chart here. This is an 86-year-old seasonal cycle for the Dow Jones Industrials Average. Compilation of 86 years of trading for the Dow Jones. This is April. We're in April here right now. April's typically a very positive month for the Dow Jones Industrial. Now what this chart is saying, around May we could get into some type of weakness. This particular chart says it gets weak until about mid-June. We get a rebound and then weakness again until about September. So we're going to look at several charts here and kind of put all this together. We're now looking at a 146-week cycle. This was put together by Larry Williams with StockCharts.com. Larry's been around for 40, 50 years, has a lot of good information. So right now we've peaked out on this particular chart and we're moving lower. Let's look a little deeper inside this. This chart is an advanced decline cycle. Here we are in April, showing again, very similar to the Dow Jones Industrials, a peak sometime in late April and then a possible weakness down into mid-May. Okay, so we're looking at technical indicators seen at top. This is the number of bullish investors and number of bearish investors down here on the red line. Right now we're very bullish. It's best to buy when people are more bearish. So we're waiting for that opportunity. You can see when the markets dropped in the pandemic, investors became very bearish. Here's a chart with the AII U.S. Investor Sentiment Bull Bear Spread. Again, we're very bullish in the markets. So for best opportunity for buying is when the markets turn somewhat bearish. Here's the Dow Jones Industrial Average Cycle Forecast on a daily chart. Here's April. You can see it looks like the Dow is going to try to peak out and then it drops until about June 8th. You can see in the past the Dow pretty much conformed to these particular cycles. Here's a chart from the Federal Reserve showing employment. Here we have employment increasing. When employment starts to drop, that's when we move into a recession. This was back into 2009. And then employment started to improve in 2010, continued to improve. We're looking at a current situation on employment. Here was the pandemic when employment went down, and then we've recovered, but employment continues to hold steady. Here's a look at the initial claims. This was during the pandemic, and then we've steadily declined on the unemployment, and we're holding steady here. We have not seen a rise in unemployment claims here lately. There's a lot of talk about the deficits here. More debt means more money in circulation. That's good for the markets. We're looking at the St. Louis Fed Financial Stress Index. When this starts to increase, we get into a recession. Right now, we're holding steady at the lows here. Blow it up here just a little bit. And you can see we have not started to move upwards in this financial stress index. Here's a closer look at the stress index, and we're holding below this dark line. According to Larry Williams, here's what he says. Cycles in intermarket are suggesting a sell-off. Fundamentals say not the start of a bear market. He's saying look for a June buy point. So if you're a low-risk, conservative investor or aggressive investor, we've looked at some charts here to kind of put the market conditions together. We're looking at a possible topping area here with some possible either flattening or sell off into possible June. So as more information comes available, we'll release that information. I want to thank you for watching. If you have any comments, leave a comment. Stay tuned for further updates.